machine setup and all, I'll help you during the, either after the class. However, if your machine is set up, 99.99 chance that it will work without any difficulty. So first, I'll go back to the forum. So there is a special forum I have. So please go through that forum. Let's go all watch category. So thank you. Right? Many times you do. So click on that. And just to give idea, some of you are doing that and some of you are not. So I'll let you know. If you want to be notified when I add any new topic, you just click on the follow. So it will be notified. So you don't have to wait for, because I continuously add that. And I'm going to add some new topic also. So you will be notified if you are having it. So go to quality assurance. And what is happening right now? I'm not able to log in. What's going on? So here you go. So quality assurance. And okay, I have to log in. So let me log in. So when I log in, there is a special form I created. It's called BDD. So you will see somewhere. Here you go, BDD test case. If I request you, no matter what happened, this one you must make it work. Must means must. Because right now, this is one of the required skill for the Java Selenium automation engineer. So no matter what happened, days, nights, weeks, or month, make sure you at least do a couple of exercises. You can ignore everything, that's fine, but don't ignore this one, because this is one of the hot cake in the market. The easiest way to get job is to go consulting job. Consulting job, because it will give you door easily enter, and they will enter because they will already have a job. They just need a person. So you can easily get into the consulting job, and BDD is like kind of easy language oxygen. They are looking for that, and there is no person, because BDD no one teach in the market. That's the reason people are extremely looking for BDD automation engineers. So I'm going to click on it. Now, some theory I have added, I'm going to explain, but I just want to make sure there is a Eclipse informations are there. Practice example for Eclipse. So I'm going to download the Eclipse. Okay, while I'm explaining, I'll download it. If you already have downloaded, don't try to re-download and reinstall. There is no point there, right? So I will do that, but you don't have to do. So I go through here, and now it has all options. Depends on your operating system. You may choose which one you like. I'm going to choose Windows 64. Now I click it. It may take a couple of minutes to download, and that's it. May not take longer. So it's going to download. Once it download, Eclipse is a community, basically. The community created this software, so it's a free. Majority company use Eclipse or flavor of Eclipse. So when you're using NetBeans, or you're using Eclipse or IntelliJ, or you're using some special software, they're all kind of similar. It's not like one is much better than other. Eclipse is free, so most people are using free for this company, but some company will give you better version than that. So I downloaded. Now I'm going to click on it and I'll install. It may take a few minutes to install. So then meantime, I'll cover the theory part. So you can see that installation is not that complex, given that you have Java installed, which we have. So we are installing right now Eclipse. The problem in Eclipse is they keep changing the version. So it is possible that something you have old version may not work. But NetBeans and all, they are product supported by a company. So they give you a lot of support. And while Eclipse is free, so it comes with a lot of challenge also. Yes, though it's free, so you can't complain. But there are certain small things which you can do in a NetBeans a lot easier. Sometimes in Eclipse, it takes time. Now there are many type of Eclipse there. I would suggest always second. Now, when I say second, some people ask, I need to install these and these. I don't know what do you mean by second means. So people sometimes ask very creative questions. Second, this is called first, and this is called second, and this is called third, and this is called fourth. So second means enterprise. This one has everything, everything. Because tomorrow, if you are going to use something else, you can do it. If you use this, it is just a Java, but it has a Python, Groovy, and all. So that's why we are using it. Some of you might need that. So I'm going to click on that. So when I click here, it starts option. So it pick automatically Java from my laptop, and it is going to install properly. So now I'm going to click on install. It may take 2 minutes or 3. So let's click on install. Depends on, I will say accept now, and it's going to install. Depend on our internet and speed, it may take maybe a minute or 2. So far, so good. Now, when you install Eclipse, it does not come with BDD. It does not come with BDD. So BDD is a plugin. Speak with me. Plugin. Plugin means add-on software. It does not come with Eclipse. It's an add-on software. So when you add this software, you can get a little goodies. That similar plugin was available in NetBeans. Last 2 years, it's not working because of JDK has increased to 17. For some reason, the support of BDD plugin stopped in NetBeans. But Eclipse, it works fine. So that's why we are using Eclipse. Now you can question me, do I need multiple IDEs? IDE means NetBeans, Eclipse, STS, IntelliJ. Do I need multiple IDEs? Each IDE has a benefit. You should install multiple. Nothing wrong. This is the free software. Company will not say no to you. Matter of fact, people encourage you to use which software you like. So I would definitely have Eclipse handy. I normally do my 90% work in NetBeans, 10% I do in Eclipse and other software also. Now, when you're installing the software, please understand the plugin are IDE specific. So the plugin which we are using right now, Catalan plugin, it will only work in Eclipse. It won't work that plugin in NetBeans. So every plugin has its own IDE specific flavor. So make world, there are 3 people. One is called product owner, which I know everyone knows, Agile Scrum. Product owner who is going to come up with the requirement, and that we call story. So product owner come up with a story, and each story will have acceptance criteria. By the way, yesterday we have, so what happened, your test case requirement will come through Jira. So product owner will write story, each story, he will write the story in Jira, and then he will say story. Remember we talk about story, who, what, and why. Who, what, and why. So he write that story and then he write acceptance criteria. When he write acceptance criteria, he use acceptance criteria in a business language, and that language is called gherkin. So most company, including Apple, Amazon, and other, they use acceptance criteria in English. So they don't write like example, when I log in, I should see account detail page. They don't write that. They don't write like when you do product search, you should see the product details. They don't write. They write in a special language called gherkin, which I will show you, which takes hardly 10 minutes to understand gherkin. But who writes? Product owner. And we are not teaching product owner right now. But if you are a PSM, then they will know how to read gherkin. You will know how to read gherkin. That's why they encourage you to know Agile Scrum, Jira, and gherkin. Now the product owner writes in a gherkin language. Now developer, please understand developer normally start writing the way they want, and they don't use appropriate product owner language. So product owner write in a totally different language. Developer understand totally different language. So developer doesn't follow what product owner say that. And then there is another person which we call QA. He write test case completely independent without consulting too much product owner and developer. So there are 3 roles: product owner, developer, and QA. All those 3 are on a different page. They are not on the same page. Makes sense or no? So what happened when you think about product owner write something, developer will understand something, and QA will understand something. So quality is only limited because they are only 20-30% on the same page. Rest of the page, they have differences. Make sense or no? So everyone on a different page. Product owner, quite non-technical. Developer does not understand what product owner expect, and QA does not know what developer does and product owner does. So they have a problem. Do you guys agree or not? So please understand, this is what I'm teaching you. It's for your interview. I could easily do the lab. So if you're doing multitasking, you are really missing how to explain the importance of BDD. So help yourself a little bit. I can easily do the lab. Make sense, son? Why BDD matters? If you don't explain, what's the point to hire you? Because you don't know why to use BDD. So make sure you pay attention, right? The reason I'm explaining is for a reason, okay? Because I know you are not going to spend 2 hours for yourself, but at least I need to spend 2 hours here. So at least you gain that, right? So ideally you should spend 20 hours so you can understand. But in 2 hours, if you don't pay attention, then it's too bad, right? So normal people make mistake because product owner, developer, and QA, if they are not on the same page, what will happen? What will happen? If they are not on the same page, what will happen? Quality will suffer. Do you guys agree or not? And majority times, you see how many of you are doing multitasking. That's the real problem of quality. Means you are not understanding 100%. You may think I'm paying attention. When you do 2 activity, your quality will suffer. Same thing here. Product owner write in English, developer writes in a Java, QA write in Selenium. How can they be on the same page? They are in totally different language, different terms, different terminology. So quality suffers. So last 4 years, people say, you know what, this is the problem. So they expect everyone should know Agile Scrum. So if you do not know Agile Scrum, they will not hire you. At this moment, it is like that because you are not on the same page as product owner. And if you're a QA, if you do not know, like product owner's language, which is Agile Scrum, if you do not know Jira, and if you do not know Java, QA will not be hired because they talk in a language we should understand. That's why we teach in a Java Selenium. We don't teach Python Selenium because majority company use Java. Make sense? Now, to bring people on the same page, they should speak the same language. So that same language is a gherkin. Same language is a gherkin. So if you write test cases, read your test case. You write test cases in a very structured English, yes or no? So example, when I do correct username and password, I should see account detail page. That's the English. It doesn't give me any clue because product owner will give you login details and you write something. Developer, there is no clarity. So here we are going to write a structure. Who is going to write structure? Product owner. Whatever structure product owner write, listen carefully. We'll be using as is. We'll be using as is when I'm doing QA. So QA use exactly the same structure, exact same structure, line by line. Now ask your question. If I write 3 lines, and if you use 3 lines for your QA, there is no difference. Do you agree or not? It means quality significantly improved because whatever user wants, product owner is telling you. Whatever user wants, product owner is telling you, and you're testing all. If you're testing all what user wants, then there is no problem. Make sense or no? And developer also can design exactly that way. So product owner, developer, and QA, they can be on same page if they use BDD. Many company started many years ago, so they have Selenium. But then they are trying to migrate Selenium to BDD because BDD has a lot of flavors. It has a wonderful, charts, graphs, and a lot of activities available in BDD. So company is looking for someone who knows BDD and migrate existing Selenium test case to BDD because it improves quality and it improves simplicity. Technically, BDD is very simple and easier compared to any Selenium code. Extremely simple because magic is done by plugin. The plugin we are using is Cucumber plugin. So Cucumber plugin, please understand. Make sure you don't lose me, guys. This is very, very important. Cucumber plugin will take whatever acceptance criteria product owner writes, it convert into Java. So there is a plugin that read in English and convert into Java. And we as a QA take that Java and we plug, just like a page object, you plug it Selenium code, we're going to plug Selenium code here. And that's it. So because acceptance criteria is converted in a Java method, we are testing all methods. It means we are on the same page with the product owner. So if you don't have a plugin, then it's a nightmare because acceptance criteria in English, we have to convert English into Java method, which is almost impossible without plugin. So that's why we are not using NetBeans, we are using Eclipse, because in Eclipse, we do have that plugin. Makes sense or not? If you remove plugin, you can do it. Makes sense? Why? Because plugin reads English and convert into Java method. So it does a lot of work for you. And you are going to just cut and paste some of the Selenium code because you know Selenium code, right? So you just need to cut, you need a 6-7 method, right? First is the boilerplate code. Get key code driver. Once you have key code driver, you just do find element, send, set key, send, set key, send, set key, click, click, click. That's like that. And you close your driver. So your basic Selenium, even 2-day Selenium is good enough. Most of the magic is in BDD. And BDD is nothing but the plugin. So plugin, everyone will have those who install the plugin. So right now I install Eclipse. So I have installed Eclipse. I'm going to launch it. So right now, this is a pure Eclipse I have installed. Please understand. I have installed pure Eclipse. And now I'm going to install plugin. And then we'll take a break. So please understand, BDD perspective I mentioned clearly here. Strong collaboration between product owner, developer, and QA. High visibility because it's pure English. Pure English. Software design follow business language, right? The ambiguity is gone. As software development meets user need. Acceptance criteria, you start from acceptance criteria. If acceptance criteria works, I mean, quality is great. Makes sense or no? So BDD is instantly become popular. To be honest with you, I can tell you still 60 to 70% company is still looking for BDD developer. Unfortunately, no one teach BDD because it is considered as an advanced topic. It's a new topic. Majority of people teach something which is there for last 10, 15 years. No college teach, no training provider teach. And if they teach, just teach whatever I'm teaching you, it's itself worth of $4,000, $5,000 a day. So training become extremely expensive. So people don't like to go for that training. Make sense? So everything whatever I teach, step by step, software by software, I'm going to give you. So technically speaking, if you run it a couple of times, then you can modify. We're going to do 2-3 labs, so it will be easier. So right now, when you start, you can see everything I have documented here, just for your knowledge purpose. When you start, you will have a workspace. You can see here. So here we say launch, right? And now it's a default workspace. So I'm going to say, yeah, that's fine. I'm going to launch it. And I'm going to check that default workspace. So I'll launch it. When I launch, it will open the Eclipse and then we'll install Cucumber plugin. Eclipse is in the market for last more than 20 plus years. So it's not like a today first time, but they keep changing the version. That's the little bit challenge for the Eclipse software because they change version sometime it does not work. And this is also very expensive in memory. So if you have like a less memory, your program will, means your computer will crawl. So right now you're here. This is called welcome screen. What do you call? Welcome screen. So first thing we need to click on the close and we can click on we can close the welcome screen. Make sense or not? Right? So if you click on this, you can close the welcome screen. Can I count everyone is? Awesome. Now, before we jump into that, there is a concept here. So if you see here, help menu, if you see help menu, and in help menu, you can see here, market. Yeah, this one. We are going for marketplace, right? So we are going for help, Eclipse, user storage, and we're going for marketplace because either we can buy it or we can freely install it. Right? If you buy it, you can install this with this way. If you are getting free one, you can get it here. So we'll go through that. So help, Eclipse user storage, and open market help. Now it's going to take a couple of seconds. Okay, and you can see right now there are many options available. Let me make it bigger so you can see here, and the Cucumber is visible. Do you guys see that? Say yes. This is like life, oxygen, I would say, easy language. If I don't have, I will not work in a BDD, honestly speaking. If I have it, I can jump in. I can jump in. My productivity will increase a lot if I have this plugin. So go here and then you can click on install. Click on install. Right? See, we are installing Cucumber and it takes a minute or two and it will restart the Eclipse. It will take a minute or two and it will it will restart the Eclipse. Good. People on phone, I'm hoping you will get something like that. If your option you get, just say accept, just accept it and finish. The purposefully I have done this way so I will record this thing and I'll give you the options so you can watch as many times as you want. Otherwise, I could have installed before and you miss this opportunity. If you get something like that, just check it. Just check this thing. Make sure you check these things. There is nothing wrong in that. And you will get trusted selected. You're going to select trusted selected. So remember, we just check it. That's all we are doing. Check it and trusted selected. It takes a minute and we're done. And we'll say unassigned, that's fine. Check on unassigned, that's fine. And always trust content and say yes, accept the risk. Right? I'm just checking that. Please understand. I'm checking this, and trusted. Because we are downloading from free, so that's why it is asking. At this moment, it should be fine. It should be an install. Okay. And it will say restart now. Any questions so far? Congratulations. You know how to install Cucumber plugin. Just to give idea, it took earlier when I started, it took me a while. But because these softwares are now much more mature than earlier, we have to spend days or two just to install appropriate BDD plugin. But now softwares are kind of getting better and better. I just want to make sure the installation is perfect before we take a break. I know we're almost time, but I want to just quickly check that it is properly installed. If yes, then we can take a break. Now please understand, there is a little bit different navigation than NetBeans, but not a problem. Click on File menu. Click on File menu and click on New project. So we'll say New, File menu, New, and we'll say Maven project. File, New, Maven project. Now here, I'm going for simple project because I don't want to go through further. So I'm just going to click on simple project, right? So we'll do simple project and we'll say next. Now, whenever somebody says group ID, it's nothing but package. Group ID is a package. So let's say, example, if you're working on a CS project, just an example, you can say com, right? .CS. So here I'm say ITExperts. That's a company name. And if you're working on marketing, then you can say marketing. Here I'm going to say, let's say user management. I can say user management or website. So I can say web store like that. So I can write a package name. So I say com.itexps.webstore. That's a package name. Group ID is nothing but package name. Now artifact IDs is nothing but here we're going to select here. We don't have, so we'll write the name. Artifact ID means the jar name. So we're going to write our jar name. So for us, we are doing suite. So example, we'll say, if I'm doing test suite, so I'll say test suite. Test suite means this is my test suite. I can give a name also, web store, test suite, whatever name I want to give it. We discussed about a couple of weeks back when we do Maven, it's a snapshot and it will create a jar, which is snapshot means working in progress. And if you remove snapshot, it means final, right? Which is not necessary right now. So we are good. Now we're going to say finish. Please understand this will be written in palm.xml. So if you don't like it, you can always change it. Do you guys agree or not? So tomorrow, if you don't like it, don't cry. You can go back to palm.xml and change it. So this is the group ID, artifact ID, and we are selecting package jar. Always show. To cancel and try again. New project. Make sure you're new Maven. That's fine. Just finish. That's fine. You can go and change to the palm.xml. That's fine. Nothing wrong in that. You can just finish and see the palm.xml. See here for a second. Palm, finish it. Once you do that, finish that. Ideally, you should see because you might have different older version or something, but you can change it through palm.xml. So if you expand the project, double click on palm.xml, you can change there. So it is configuring Maven because I just second. Remember we said second. C is done first one. So remember I said second enterprise. Okay. So far, good. Now, Archita, I would focus you because I don't want you to miss my opportunity, right? Remember, I send everyone clearly instructions and all. Please see, right now I have an error. So until this error disappear, we will not be able to move forward. But the group name, let's say if you made a mistake, you can change here. Okay. Artifact ID, you can change here. Everything you can change here. Make sense? Huh? So don't worry about in case if you made a mistake, you can just change here. I have still error. The reason maybe first time, if we have error, I have to see what's the error here. So it's crying something, declaration element, palm, download external resource, disable. That's fine. Let's see if it allows me. If it allows me, then we are good. Let's say right click and say clean build. Because it's still downloading, I believe. Let's see. Right click and go to run as and say, first let's do clean. So what happens? Let's see. So when you do clean, please understand when you do clean, it will start building it. And if it is download, then it will be successful. If it is successful, we should be okay. It is successful. Good. Do you agree? See, right click. If your computer is not working, don't cry right now. Please see here, because if you don't understand, then what's the point of computer? Make sense or not? I will help you. But please do not lose this thing because this setup itself takes 2 weeks and we can quickly do it if you understand. See, right now, even though I have an error, my build is successful. Do you agree or not? And this happens a lot in the Eclipse. So it's a pain sometimes. But right now, looks good to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, is there anything else they are giving me? So I need a couple of things. First I need is, I am a Maven guy. I created Java Maven. So if I right click here somewhere, I should see Cucumber. So if I right click here and you can see configure, and do you see anywhere Cucumber? See yes or no? Yeah. So it means it is understanding Cucumber. That's a good sign. Do you guys agree or not? Because we are going to convert this project to Cucumber. So I'm not doing right now. I'm not doing right now, but we will do it. I'll show you the error and I'll show you the solution. Okay, so far so good. Please understand. This project works quite differently. It doesn't work normal Java. That's why it's called framework. 2-3 minutes and you will be fine. If you are sick, guys, I'm speaking English. I'm showing you. I'm doing cut and paste. All three are basic skill. I'm speaking means you are listening. I'm showing means you are seeing. And I'm cut and paste means you are doing. There is nothing to do Java. Do you guys agree or not that? But if you have that problem, you can do a little bit later also. Now I'm here to help. But my problem is if you do not understand framework, how it works, then it's hard for you to run the project, a simple project. So I'm going to go back to my forum. So you can see this forum explained everything what we did. And when we install, we gone through sample project, which we did group project. We give artifact name, welcome screen, we say crowd close. And now we are marketplace and we install Cucumber. Right? Now, if we go down, we say check trusted, check this, accept. Now we came to palm.xml. Now, first thing, it is restarting, but now we need to remove entire palm.xml and we need to copy this palm.xml. It has a lot of things. I already did it with the first, see here, it has a Cucumber plugin already there. I have done that. It has JUnit, right? So far, we are not teaching JUnit. Yes or no? It's there. If you go further, we have JUnit testing. If you go further, we have Selenium, everything, Selenium jar also. So this one use 3 dependency. One is Cucumber, JUnit, and Selenium. So now you can't say that I'm not going to teach you JUnit. Yes or no? JUnit and TestNG is kind of exact same thing. Before class, after class, before method, after method. So perfect. So what I'm going to do, please pay attention. I'm going to copy entire project palm.xml, entire palm.xml. Entire, you also can do. Entire palm.xml from website. Entire palm.xml from the website. Entire palm.xml. Enter, Control C. So I did it and I went to this palm.xml. Now please understand. Please understand, I'm not going to hello. I'm not going to replace this. I'm going to paste it here. Control V. So I kept this thing for a reason so I can change the value. Make sense or no? I'm keeping this thing and I'm pasting here. I'm pasting here. You will have error. Please see here. Don't use too much imagination. 2 minutes. See here. This I want because I need to have a naming convention like that. So I did Control V. When I do Control V, you can see here it's going to cry, which it should cry. Nothing wrong in that. But it's a model version matching. Say yes. And group ID, which is I want to copy this one. Control C, and I'm going to replace group ID here. Control V. Say yes. Make sense or no? I did a group ID from here to here. Right? Artifact ID, I'm going to copy this one, test suite. The rest of the things are exactly same. So I copy this one here and I copy this one here. That's it. Okay. Don't make it hard, guys. Just copy paste. We are not writing a code where it takes time, right? Just copy paste. Word mean 2 things. This copy, you paste it here. This copy, you paste it here. Make sense? Now we're going to remove this part. So the previous one I'm going to remove. Check it out. I'm going to remove this one and remove the additional space also. So I'm going to remove like that and now save it. So that will be saved. Save it. Now we have to clean build again just to make sure it works, right? Please understand, we just changed the name. Do you guys agree or not? Now we'll save it and now clean build again. So right click, run as, and we'll say clean. So it's clean is working. Let's see. Right click clean. If it is to download the library, it will start downloading the library, which is good. Clean is working. Now right click here, run as, and say Maven install. Maven install. See, we are not writing a code. We are trying to set up this framework. It is downloading, run as Maven install, downloading all the library, and it is working fine. Right click, run as Maven install. Right click, run as Maven install. Good. See, right now I have 2 errors, but don't worry about that. So far, things are working. Good so far? Please, these are the things which I'm explaining here. It's a framework. It's a part of the framework, how you are setting up. I did not write a single line of code so far. I right click and I'm making sure every step I'm checking here. Now, some of you are having a problem because of your machine. Because as I mentioned before, if you have antivirus, if you have a different type of operating system, you have different JDK, if you have different type of way, then you might have an error. You have to troubleshoot differently. I can help you in the BDD part without any difficulty, start it up. But if you don't have a JDK proper, you will have a problem, right? Because we are looking for here JDK, we are looking for certain thing, you may have a problem. Yes, I mean.
Especially with the project, there's an error with you as well. The same error I have as well. So how to remove that error?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about the error. As long as you're getting build success, right? You should not worry about it. Because those will happen. As I said before, Eclipse is like a notorious like that. It will have a lot of errors, but at the end of the day, build success means perfectly working fine. It's just a what you call misleading error. We can fix it by downloading this and removing and all, but there is no point right now. Okay. First, at this moment, how many of you are able to do up to this without code? Good. Very good. Very good. So we have structure ready. Now I want to show you something, and then if that works, then we can take a break. Otherwise, I can't do the lab. So the structure is Gherkin syntax. I need to convert into Java. Gherkin syntax, I need to convert into Java. After break, I'll show you how Gherkin syntax works and all. I just want to make sure my setup is right, because if setup is not right, there's no point to continue, right? So first, let me go back to my forum. In this forum, there's a lot of instructions I have given. Are we doing clean build? Say yes or no. Good. Time to get more organized, create some folder and package. So here, listen carefully. SRC, don't multitask, okay? Don't multitask. I'm not going to help you if you are doing multitasking because it takes time. SRC is a folder, paste resources, right click, new folder, give a name, features, right? Features. So please understand, SRC, taste resources. SRC is taste resources. Right click, new folder. Right click, new folder and features. Features. Spelling doesn't matter. Uppercase, lowercase doesn't matter. If you are Mac, it matters, but Windows doesn't matter. So SRC taste resource. Let's find out. So go back to your Eclipse and SRC here and taste resources here. Say yes. I found it. Say yes or no. Now right click here. Right click here and say new folder. Right click, new folder. Doable? Again, one more time, right click, new folder. See right now, this is not a Java activity. These are basic Windows activity, new folder. Now right click, new folder. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a folder called features. So I'm going to write lowercase FEATURES. Make sure spelling is correctly written because we're going to use this in our references. Though I need to write exactly like that, you don't have to, but it's a good idea that you write a features because framework means everyone should know framework means wall, framework means column, framework means Windows space, door space. Those are framework. Now, when I say door, everyone in the world can understand. Window means window. So features is a BDD concept where you write Gherkin. You write Gherkin. So it's a folder. So we're going to create that. So we're going to say finish. Cool. Right now, inside these features, we are writing Gherkin. Now let's see what instruction says. So if I go here in our forum, it says now go to right click, see here features and create a new file. And this file name, we are going to say Google Home Taste Features. So I'm going to copy this thing. I'm going to highlight and copy this. Make sure you don't type because we are going to use this thing. So just highlight that. Don't use double quotation. Just highlight the text. Don't do double quotation. Okay. Now we go back to our Eclipse and we'll say right click on a feature folder. Right click on a new file, new. And here we should write a name like that. Don't forget the extension is feature. If you make a typo, I made a one-day typo, it took me a couple of weeks to figure it out, okay? Because it's pretty hard. This framework, people sometimes crazy, you know, the framework, a small mistake will take your days. I'm not kidding here. Because these frameworks are, once it works, lifetime it works, okay? So, and good news about only one time you need to set this, then you won't have to worry. So right now, Google Home test feature, let's click on finish. So when I finish, you will see lots of things here, right? And this is your gherkin. So right now we have, seems like our Cucumber framework is understanding. Do you guys agree or not? So let's take a break. After break, we'll continue. Yeah, we have a lot to cover. Those who are having a problem, I would say reinstall Eclipse and try to set it up if you can, right? At this moment, any question before I take a break? Good so far, right? Let's take a break. After break, we're going to cover 2-3 exercises, so you should be fine. People on phone, I'm hoping you are able to install Eclipse. Not, you can install, it will take hardly 2-3 minutes. And we'll be back in, don't worry. Right now it's 11:37. I'll give you 13-minute break, 13 minutes, because today we're going to get a little longer. So we'll be back at 11:40 and 50 on feature 1. Or you can say, I want to run release 1. So you can run particular release 1. So even though you have thousands of test cases, you can say, I only want to run regression. I only want to run sanity test. I only want to run release 1 test. You have a choice. Or you can say, I want to run all. This is not possible in any other place. So having this simple English tag, it gives you freedom. You don't have to change a single line of code. And using that tag, you can control what specific feature to run and what specific feature not to run. Make sense? So that's a beautiful thing. So example, in a week, everyone knows Agile Scrum. You must know Agile Scrum in order to work with BDD. So in Agile Scrum, one release has many sprint, yes or no? So today I want to run sprint 1, then you can just write sprint 1. And whatever, remember when you do git command, you guys remember git? Add, commit, and push. During commit, you write a message, yes or no? In that message, if you write a sprint 1 related thing, then it will automatically understand that and it will run code for that specific commit. So that's good thing. So after sprint 2, you want to run regression for sprint 1, only regression, not entire sprint 1. Then you can say this is sprint 1 regression. Or you can say run sprint 1 and sprint 2 together. Or you can say just run sprint 2. So those flexibility BDD gives you. Second, BDD is pure English. Do you understand? Pure English. Now, pure English means what? Anybody can read and understand. Of course, given assumption that you know English, right? This might not be the right case for those who are in different country where they don't. And I press enter. Then I see cat picture. Yes, sir. Again, given I'm in a Google page. When I type dog and press enter, then I see dog picture on next page. Do you think anyone will be confused with this? No? Yes or no? Now we are going to use this and convert into test case. So there are 3 words we use: given, when, and then. And we are using for additional condition. Feature is feature. Feature will be always 1, right? So now let's go back to forum. Just one. We are not doing it. We are just still thinking about how it will work. So I'll go up a little bit. These 4-5 words, if you understand, you know Gherkin. Scenario is nothing but your story. Feature is the big thing. So one feature can have many scenarios. Makes sense or not? Each scenario can have many steps. So you can say that scenario is actually what you call test case, and steps are your test methods. Can we say that? Yes. Good news, you don't have to write anything. It will be written for you. The only thing you need to plug in your Selenium code, which normally we do cut and paste. So if you know one hello world page, then you cut and paste lifetime, you won't have any problem because that is. Now, a couple of examples here. So given I am on home page. When I click provided link, then I see the link confirmation. Make sense? So help me for the login screen. Remember we did login for the page object. So what should I do? Help me. No. Properly tell me how Gherkin thing works. Start with proper. Given, hello. Given I am not on home page, be specific. Given I am on a travel home page. So how do I know that I'm in travel home page? I will look for the title, page title. Then what are you going to do? Given I am on a travel home page,
when I click on specific
very
link.
good. Thank you. You can't skip when. If you skip when, you're done. Only action happens through when. So if you don't use when, you don't know BDD. Remember, all three words has to be used. So again, start. Even I'm on a travel home page. When? No. When I enter username this and password this and I click login button, then I see this. Makes sense or not? Are you understanding? So if I go properly, I have created this video. Please understand. I have created this video for interview perspective. Why BDD is good and all. This is the interview perspective. If you watch like it's hardly 10 minutes video, you watch, you will know interview perspective. I created this video for NetBeans, but it did not work. So I will create another video for Eclipse and I'll put it here. So it will help you in case if you are struggling sometimes, I'll put that. But interview perspective, this video is good enough. This video has a page object. So in case if you have a problem with page object, you can go. But some reason NetBeans didn't work. So I put it, but I'm going to put Eclipse video also. So just for example. Now let's go down and you will be here. Let me know if you're able to see this, something like this. Let me know. So if you're here, please understand me. This is our palm.xml. And then we are here, we created feature file. Now see this feature file. It's now clear. First of all, feature, test Google search. Scenario, validate Google search is working. Given browser is open and user is on search page. When user enters a text in a search box and hits that enter button, then you guys clear? Now, these kind of things, I want to test it out. But it's a good idea that we're going to go further. So you can cut and paste and test case and save it. So we are going to copy this thing. Control C. Anytime I highlight properly and I do Control C. Control C means copy. And Control V means paste it. Right? So Control C. And I go back to my feature file, which we deleted, we do Control V and save it. As soon as you save, you get a lot of error type of symbol. You will see, don't cry. That's fine. We'll fix it. You will see color coding because this means our Cucumber plugin is working. Makes sense? So far, so good. Who writes this? Product owner. Where they write? In Jira. Under where they write? In Jira under story acceptance criteria. So when they write story, they write acceptance criteria 1 like this. they write acceptance criteria to each story will have acceptance criteria. Without acceptance criteria, you can't validate. So they will write, if you're not very clear, you can ask question, right? We're going to do 2 exercises, so that way you will be very clear. Now, I do not know how to test it. I do not know how to test it. So the way normally it works, Eclipse a little bit, what do you call, vary person to person. It's not like NetBeans where I work 100% same way. So right now I have just written English and I want to test it without writing a single code, which is not going to work. So Cucumber say, are you kidding? Cucumber say, are you kidding? You're writing English and you want to test it. So Cucumber say, wait a minute. It appears like you want some help. So what Cucumber is supposed to do is read this English and convert into Java method. Convert into Java method. Each line, it will create a method. So given browser is open, that's nothing but driver.get. Do you guys agree?
Yes.
And user is in Google search page. It's an assertion. Assertion means validation that page title should be the search. Yes or no? When you specifically say something, you have to check. Any browser can open, and you can be any page, which is not that we are saying you are on a Google search page. So we have to do title is a Google search or not. You have to verify that. Then user enters, you already know driver dot find element dot send keys. Yes or no? Yes or no? And hits, again, you find the button and you click, you know that. User is navigated to search feature, means next page you look for the title, next page you look for the title, and the title has to be search feature. Yes or no? So we are going to do some of the Selenium mix, but before we do Selenium mix, we need to have appropriate test method. And that test method will be written by Cucumber plugin. But how it will write? So if I save this thing, everything is saved. You can see there is no floppy icon. Gray color means I have saved everything. Now right click on the plugin, right click on a plugin. And if you try to run as, you have 2 options. Now please, ideally, it should work Cucumber feature. Ideally it should work. Ideally, it should work this way. But when you try, some reason it will not do anything. Try feature, right click, run as Cucumber feature. Nothing happens. And that is where most books fail. That is where most books fail, because book says that do this way. And you will say not working. You are, no matter how you jump, it's not going to work. This is happening because Eclipse person to person, it does very little bit. The solution of it, are you able to? The solution is very tricky. I want you to pay attention. It's simple, but a little tricky. Pay attention. Right click, run as, go to the second option. Run configuration, go to second option, run. And when you see it, you will see dialog box. In the dialog box, select Cucumber feature. Double click on Cucumber feature. So when you double click on Cucumber feature, it will pick the new configuration. Yes or no? Now there is a problem here. Please remember there is a problem. Problem is first time when you run, it picked that class. So next time it will always pick the first one and run. It will not pick the second one. So you have to manually change if you are adding a second file. People say, man, why is picking first? I don't understand that. The reason you don't understand because you don't pay attention. Because it always pick the first one and remain lifetime. Unless you change, because this is the tricky. So now if you run, it will do some magic. So why don't you run it? Run it. You don't have to do anything, just run it. So it will do some magic and it gives a red color, which is good. This is good sign. And say if you are able to do it or not. So far, so good. Yeah. Now, if you scroll up a little bit, it does give you code. Yes. 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 Yes or no? So I got a code. Somebody wrote code for me and see that code. It read the line by line. Browser open. User. Do you see that? So there is no reason you will have a mismatch because each and every step which is written here, it is according to that, it create the method. These special annotations are referring to your feature file. So if you change your feature file, you need to rerun and create the new code. Yes or no? Yes. So it has to be identical. So what is feature file? Acceptance criteria. Say yes or no. So if your acceptance criteria change, so do your test case should change. Yes or no? So you are now properly tied with the acceptance criteria. Before that, acceptance criteria in Jira, Selenium is different. There is no tie. Now you have good tie. Yes or no? So if somebody doesn't do good job, it won't work properly. Make sense or no? So far so good. Are you guys able to see the Java code? Say yes. If I don't have plugin, I need to write this thing manually. Man, it will take a lot more time to write this thing. And you will make a lot of mistakes. Do you guys agree or not? So I don't want to write manually. That's why we use plugin. I can do the same thing in NetBeans, but NetBeans plugin is not there. So I have to write it manually. So anyway, I have a code. So how did I generate the code? I wrote the feature file first. I right click and run configuration. Did you notice that? Yes. And then dialog box open and I ran it. So I got this. But then I need to take this Java code and create my test case. So that's why I will go to my forum. Now we are saying that right click on a project, configure as a Cucumber project, which we'll do later. Now right click new package given step definition. So we are going to create this definition. So please understand. Right click. See, you are in a SRC TS Java. Right click new package. Right click new package step definitions. So let's copy this the word only. So just double click and copy that word. Step definition. Copy this word. Copy this word. Remember where we are in SRC test Java. Now don't make mistakes. We are in Java, which is this one. This is this one. Resource, we are on a folder. Resource, we have a folder. Makes sense or no? Resource, we have a folder, but Java, we have a package. So now you right click on it, new, and say package. New package, and just paste your package name like that. So right click, new package, change your package name to step definition. Make sense or no? Now finish. Now when you finish, you can see now package is added. Good thing. Awesome. Now go back to forum. So I explain here how to create that. Now you may see something like Java code, which we got it, right? Now we have to create a class. It can be any class. It can be any class. So we are going to create a class called step definition, as capital step definition. So what we are going to create a class called step definition. Please understand as capital. So, or you can just copy this step definition like that. Copy this thing. So you will not have typing error. Step definition. Or you can write whatever you want. So you can write Google search also, no problem. But whatever you want to write a name, doesn't matter, but it has to be first letter has to be capital. So I'm using step definition. I'm here. Remember, we have a package which we created. Now we're going to right click here and say new Java. New Java class. New Java class. Are you understanding? We are not doing test ng or anything. We are saying step definition, new Java class. always see on the screen, less error you will have. Make sense?
Yeah.
New Java class. And now you paste that thing, Control V. So if I finish, it will create a Java class. And now nice, beautiful Java class is created. So you can see nicely, I have class created. At this moment, please understand, this class has empty. Now, remember we saw the code in console. We saw code in console. That code which we saw in a console, we're going to copy this and we're going to paste it here. The code which we see in the console, make sure you listen, guys. The code which we see in the console, we're going to paste it here. Remember, this thing, what you are learning is quite simple, but if you don't pay attention, everything is hard. So I would not spend too much time in doing additional activity. Focus, because you will lose $1 million, trust me. Because those people who do not understand framework cannot explain in interview. Doing lab, if you don't do lab, it's completely okay. But if you don't understand the framework, how it works, you will not be able to explain. Make sense? People are giving you job based on the understanding, not because you do lab. Make sense or no? You will have 40, 50 hours for doing this lab. So don't focus on doing lab, focus on understanding what you are doing. So now you are getting code and putting here in a class. So now let's go back to console. So I have this thing. Pick your all method which you generated. Pick your all method and you highlight and generate. So I'm slowly highlighting, and only Java code I'm doing Control C from console.
This button is not highlighted.
It means there is a space there. When you do copy paste, you did not do proper. You remove the space. So that's why I double click and all. Finished now. So I highlighted this and I'm gonna copy paste that. Only Java code. Now that will go inside here like that. So now it go inside. You will have an error, but that's fine. So you can see that this is the code. This is the code. So this is what I got from console. Good. Now please understand, the error you are having is because it is going to get solve when we import it. We already have a pom.xml correctly set up. Yes or no? What are the dependency we use? Cucumber. This, given, when, then, who is understanding? Cucumber. So if you don't have Cucumber dependency, then it will not work, but otherwise everything will be fine. So let's import one by one. So you just click on that. It takes a little time. For me, it's like hang like that. Come on, yes. And import, one by one import. And it will solve the problem. Click here, one by one import. Click on your error and one by one import and say, ta-da! You know how to fix the compilation error. Yes or no? And make sure you save it. Good so far? Now please understand, this is called skeleton. Speak with me. Skeleton means this code has no logic, but it has an exception. So if you run, you will get an error. Can I run? Yes. But you will have error. So let's now please understand. There's a special secret you need to understand. When you run this thing, which is called feature file, when you run the feature file, when you run a feature file, it's check that is there anywhere, listen carefully, is there anywhere this is written? Anywhere. The name can be anything. Name can be. If it is not there, then this guy will generate for you. But in our case, this is there, yes or no? So this guy is going to go here and start executing. But every time it is going to throw exception, yes or no? Do you think my test will pass or fail? So let's see here. So right click and now run as configuration feature, nothing happens. Do you guys agree or not? Configuration feature, nothing happened, but run as run configuration. Make sense or not? Run configurations and it will show you the dialog box. Just click on run. Click on run. You will get a lot of error, but it knows how to run the test case. So it ran and you can see that it says scenario went and everything errored out. Everything errored out because we have not implemented any logic. Do you guys agree? See, I'm not asking you to write Java or anything. I'm asking you just follow the steps. You right click, run configuration, you get error. These are all basic things, just like walking on a road. Make sure you do this, make sure you do this. I'm trying to explain here. Let's do one more time. What's going on here? Right click, one more time, right click, run as, run configuration. Run as, run configuration. You can see that I'm doing feature file. It get a dialog box and I do run. It is erroring out because we have exceptions here. Make sense? So now we are knowing that everything is working. We are going to remove this part. So comment this thing. All throw thing, comment it out. Throw, comment it out. So you comment it out all throw because that is the exceptions. We will write our manually one by one. Good so far? Make sure comment means comment. Don't do too hard. Just 2 forward slash. That's all you need, right? Don't do too much. Now at this moment, everyone should know basic Selenium. And basic Selenium means how to open browser, right? How to write send keys, how to do click, how to do Gecko driver. Yes or no? So good news, I have a code which will help you. If I have that code, I can do job. So we are going on a forum. I have the code here. Now see here for a second. Please understand. The first is a browser is open. In that, I'm adding Gecko driver and I'm opening window in a maximum window. Yes or no? Then it says a user is in Google search page. So I'm navigating to the Google search page. Make sense? Now, if I scroll down, it says user enters text in a search box. So here find elements by name queue because it's a queue and send key cucumber taste. I write this word. I can write anything. Make sense or not? Now user hits enter. So here you can say send keys enter. So I'm entering here. I'm using the same queue and enter. Next, user is in a search page. Search page, how do I know that you're in a search? So driver get page source. Page source means which is the current page contains test automation software. Because if I'm searching a cat, somewhere cat should be there. So content means somewhere. Contents mean somewhere. And then I'm closing browser. Makes sense or not? Now, this has, please understand, this has the same thing as you are having. Don't worry about the name. But you do need, please understand, you do need a web driver. And you have to put this thing appropriately. Yes or no? Now, all method names are generated by BDD plugin. Yes or no? Yeah. And I have used exactly the same thing. So what we will do, we will copy, please understand, except this curly bracket and except the last curly bracket. We're going to highlight everything like this. We will highlight everything. Please understand. So accept the first curly bracket, accept the first curly bracket, and accept the last curly bracket. We will highlight everything and do Control C. Control C means copy. Please pay attention. Accept the last curly bracket. You highlight that and do Control C. Are you understanding? We are not going to do first and last and do Control C. Now go back to your, and you can delete everything in the step definition except first and last curly bracket. So you have like this, empty. You are empty. Yes or no? So you highlight and delete. You highlight and delete. And now you do Control V. Control V means whatever you copy from my forum, you're pasting here, Control V. So everything you got it. Now, step by step, import the classes. Step by step, import the classes. Little bit, import the classes and error will disappear. Slowly, slowly import. You know how to do. Slowly, slowly. Step by step, import the classes and error will disappear. Sometimes you have to double click, but you can see error disappear for me. Just double click step by step. How fast you are, man. Huh? Good. Done. If you wanna format your code, right click, go to source and click on a format. So your code will be more readable. Right click, source and format. Right click, source and format. And you can see now, sorry, my mistake. Do Control A first. Do Control A. A means select. Control A, right click, source and format. Now it is doing. So Control A means select all. Control A, right click, source, format. Right click, source, format. Right click, source, format. It's kind of more readable. Now you can see there is no error. Do you guys agree or not? Now make sure you save it. Now you're ready, set, go. Right click, run as, run configuration. Run as, run configuration. Run as, run configuration. So this time it will open the browser and it will do all the things which you just mentioned. So it's opening, it's typing, test, it will type, it's testing, and it's done. Pretty good. And if you notice that, there should be a small window. There will be a small window. Right now you can see all test pass. You can see here, there is no error. There is no error. It went through all the steps which you documented, and it passed. It just passed. However, there is a small window where you see the result, test result. Give me 1 second. Do you see here? No. So console test. Now give me a second, because here I want to show you a window called result, right? We are not seeing the result yet. So give me a second. Hello, give me a second. We'll see the result. I think some window is not visible. Give me window, show view, and bookmark, project, our JUnit view or test view. Do you guys see that anywhere? See, console is here. Data Explorer, marker, outload, package, problem, project explorer, terminal.
It's an other, sir.
Sorry?
Other. It's an other.
In other, see, No, but I want my window. Give me a second. It will be straightforward visible. In other, no, other doesn't have. 1 second. It should be visible. Navigate, search. It should be test result. That's all we are looking for. Window, show view, console, terminal, snippet, project, problem, out. View. No, you're not able to see, right? It should be showing up here. For some reason we are not able to see. Question is, where is going there? 1 second.
Window.
Show view. Where is it? Uh-huh. Oh, J. Yeah, here you go. So, okay. But we have not run it, right? That's fine. It will come. Okay, no problem. But right now, I'll bring that. Don't worry. At this moment, don't worry about it. I'll bring it because it's not. It should show up naturally. At this moment, can I count everyone is able to run this thing without any error? Yes or no? Right now, not fine, because see, guys, you have to follow the steps. Anytime you're stuck, I want you to watch later, but please pay attention, because when you are doing certain things differently, you will have this problem. But please don't miss the understanding. Now, no one in the life will run the step file, feature file. Feature file, no one runs. People will run runner. Speak with me. So what is runner means? So just like runner is the main method, and in that runner, you configure where is the feature folder. You configure where is the step definition. And that runner will run one by one, all feature file. And according to that, it will run the step definition. So runner is 0 line. It's 0 line code, but you have to configure where is your step definition and where is the feature file. So how to do runner? I'm going to show you. This time we are going to use JUnit, and we will create a JUnit class, but we'll delete everything and we'll convert as a runner. The reason we are converting as a runner, because this runner is the one you run through Jenkins. So when you run through Jenkins, remember Jenkins, you write like maven space test, test test. That time it will go to runner and it will run the runner. So how do I do that? So again, go back to forum. Now so far we were running through Cucumber features and we saw the result. And that is perfect. You're awesome. But goal of the exercise to run through runner. So runner is like this. There is no line of code. There is no code here. But runner helps Cucumber option where you have to specify where is actually feature file. This is the folder. Remember we created test resource. So this is the feature folder. Glue is a step definition, means package we created. Under that we have step definition. So if you remember Java test, where we created a package step definition. If you made a mistake there, you have to change that package name here. If you made a mistake in a folder, then you have to change the folder. Make sense or no? And this runner will call Cucumber. Cucumber knows where the feature files are. One by one, it will take and go to step definition. It will run the test cases. Make sense or no? So we are going to do runner. So in order to do runner, we have to do this way. See, now run as a Cucumber test, we have to do JUnit. So you need to run, right? So we are going to create a new class named MyRunner. So we're going to click MyRunner. So let's double click here. Everyone double click. When you double click, make sure you should not have additional space, right? Double click on that MyRunner. Now in this situation, you go back to your Eclipse, and wherever your step definitions are, right? Wherever the step definitions are, let me show. I have a picture here. I think somewhere I put a picture just to show you how it will look. I had a picture. Why my picture is not visible? I thought I had a picture. Maybe not. I did not put a picture. Maybe sometimes, oh, here you go. You will see the report, but some reason my runner is not visible. Anyway, no problem. So we'll do one thing. This is my test Java, right? Right click here, right click here, right click here, new, right click, new class, new class, and you will write a class my runner, no space before and after, my runner, and finish. So when you finish your brand new class, which is empty, everything is empty. Now what you're going to copy, you're going to copy my code here. This is simple code. Start from here. Please understand, you have to copy this from here. After, see here, don't copy the package thingy. Don't copy this. Please do not copy this thing. Don't even copy this. Okay, you will copy from here up to this. Always see on the screen and understand that. See, when you don't do it right, you will have error. I'm highlighting and do Control C. Control C. It so means copy. Make sense or no? Control C. Control C. Now highlight this portion. Highlight this portion. Hello. Highlight this portion and do Control V. So you are replacing this class with my class. Control C and then you replace my class. Doable? There is no error. Save it. Control C, Control V. Pretty simple. See guys, you have to understand Control C, Control V properly. See, your life will be 80% Control C, Control V because you are going to do Google search, Chat GPT, whatever it is. But that it has to have some logic behind it, right? You copy this, you are basically replacing this existing class. So you replace and now in case, please understand, in case you have this is not matching, then you have to match it. Do you guys agree or not? In case this is not matching, you do need to match it. So this is your glue, which is the package, and this is your glue for the feature. If this is not proper, it won't work. But in our case, looks like it's proper. So now you see here, I'm runner. Now you right click on the runner, right click, run as JUnit test. Run as JUnit test. Run as JUnit test and see what happens. That's it. Allow access. Allow access. Allow access. Allow access. So you can see right now it ran, but it errored out. But you see now result. Yes or no? It means you are successful. No problem. No problem. But you can see it went. Hello. It went. It errored out. So let me run again one more time. Right click. Run as. My runner JUnit is available, so I'm going to run my, now it's available, so I'm going to use my runner JUnit. I right click here, right, run as, right, my runner is available, so I'm using my runner, and see what happens. My runner, this seems like this time it went well, and it is working, and it is working, and it is closing the browser. And this time I have successful JUnit report, and you can see how beautiful writes feature file and all. Yes or no? Any questions so far? Working so far? You saw that how easy it is. You're not writing a lot of complexity code. Your code, please understand, your code is the feature file. Everything is this. Everything is this. If you are not understanding basic feature file given when and then you are not able to do BDD. So BDD is the feature file. Then you have plugin. The plugin takes that and convert into step definition. That step definition you put in a Java class and you write a runner, and runner should know where is the feature file, where is the definitions, and runner will generate the report. Makes sense? Now I want to take it to the next level. At this moment, I'm pretty positive you should know how to do copy paste. Can I write? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
If you are not knowing copy paste, then there is nothing you can do in my case, because you see that I have done all heavy lifting. If I have this thing, and let's say I join a company, a brand new company, I need attention here. Brand new company, someone would have done this thing. That someone may be you. Normally, this setup is miracle. If I have it, now I join a new project, and what am I going to do? I'm going to add one feature file. Yes or no? What am I going to do? Add one step definition. And that's it. Next day, second feature file. Next day, third feature file. Next day, third step definition. Then feature file definition. Then feature file definition. You are BDD expert. And this is where 140K people are giving right now. Whatever setup I did, I can give you guarantee. Even your friends or family member, I can give you guarantee. They cannot do in 30-minute setup. But I have done heavy lifting. If you don't use this type of thing for your project because you're working hard somewhere, you're not really working smart, then you will easily forget. Because this is simple, but if you don't do practice, see, I don't remember everything. So that's why I created forum. But you have to do practice, because in your interview, they will have everything. They're like, okay, so why BDD? Why do we use BDD? What's the benefit? Certain framework, that's all. That's the reason we use BDD. What's the benefit of BDD?
Developer.
That's the correct answer. It took like 10 seconds. It means you failed technically. See guys, no one is going to give you job because you are able to do lab. People only going to give you job because you're able to speak. You're able to explain. So I'm going to ask one more question. If I do BDD, what is the process of creating BDD project? What should I do first? What is the first thing you need to do? First thing for project. Those are like a middle step. First thing, first, you're coming closer. Before that.
Gather the acceptance criteria.
No. First thing. What kind of project? You have to answer that. If you don't answer, you fail. First thing, always Maven project. Then second thing, what are you going to do? Dependency. What are 3 dependencies? That's the second thing. Very good. What is the third thing you're going to do? You write a feature file. How do you write feature file? What are the words you use? When and then. Right? Then what you do? Step definition. Then what do you do? No. You create a class and then copy step definition. Then what you do? No. No. After creating step definition, what you do? You copy, then what you gonna do? After step definition, what you do? When you generate the step definition, you cut and paste that into step definition class. Then what you seeing any test data? No. So I want to do one more exercise where I want to pass like example cat, example dog. So I want to create a parameter driven feature file. But it will be quite easy now because I just need to do 2-3 steps. Let's check it out. First step will be feature file. And second step will be step definition. And runner I don't have to do because this will be perfect. It will run. Yes or no? Yes. So now let's go back to our forum. In our forum, you can create, please understand, you can create for one feature file, multiple scenario. Yes or no? See, same thing. When the search phase panda, then result is panda. When search elephant, result is elephant. So these are called test data. Do you agree or not? And test data, sometime I passing panda running the same step, sometime I passing elephant running the same step. Do you guys agree? Say yes. So if I do parameterize, do I need to do 2 or just 1? 1. And then I can say parameter 1 and parameter 2. So having a parameter, it will reduce same redundant steps. Do you guys agree? I just need to have panda pass as a parameter. And this one, make it angular bracket. Always see on the screen. If you really want to learn, make sure you see first, understand. Angular bracket means parameter. If you write angular, BDD will understand that you're going to pass it. Make sense or no? If you are passing angular, then it means somewhere you need to pass the parameter. If you don't pass parameter, it will not work. If you don't do angular and if you do double quotation, it's called hard coded. So if you want to do parameterize, what you going to do? Angular bracket. So this will be a question. How can you convert into parameterize? Angular. Speak with me. Make sense? Now, if I scroll down, this is what parameterize means. Make sense? Now, Kunal, you have to see, my friend. Otherwise, these are soft things, guys. You will miss this thing. This parameterize, which you see here, is coming from this test data. Just like, remember, we were doing data, Excel file and all. You can create any parameter and you are specifying this as a table. So this is table, and whatever name you give, you're using that name here. It has to match exactly spelling and case sensitivity. So you can see this name, this name. This is 2 times you use, and this one is another name. So you use here name, and here you use name, and this is the pipe. Now this scenario, please understand this scenario, BDD say, oh wow, you are passing angular bracket. It will understand scenario and it will check, is there any way column is there? Yes. So how many values you have? 1 and 2. So these first value, it will take it and it will substitute whenever the name is matching. So this name phrase is matching. It will take that and it will substitute value panda, both cases. For this one, it will substitute PMI-ACP and it will run. The second time, it will automatically say, oh, it's going to be elephant. It's going to be elephant and it's going to do elephant man. So if I write here 6 data, will it run 6 times? Yes. And that's the beautiful part about BDD. You don't have to write any Excel or anything. You can write everything parameterized. So if you do Google search, if I search cat, next page, what am I going to see? Cat. And if I search, let's say dog, what am I going to see? Dog. So I want to create that parameterize. Make sense? Given that parameterized has to have angular bracket. So if I scroll down, I have created that exercise here. So BDD with parameterize. Make sense? So you can see here, I'm doing Google search. As a web surfer, I want to search Google so that I can learn new things. So this is my name of the features and detail of the feature. Now scenario. Given a web browser is Google page, when search phrase, so you can see phrase that's matching, then result phrase that's also matching. So it is going to use the same. They both use the same thing. And the related result, so it will search this thing. Makes sense or no? So what we're going to do, please copy this thing. Nicely copy this like this, Control C. Copy this thing. Control C. Now, on a feature folder, select the feature folder, and we're going to say new file. In a feature folder, we're going to say new file, and this time we'll say Google search, S capital, Google search, and feature. Make sure the extension is feature, Google search feature. So in a feature file, Google search feature, Google search feature, Google search feature. Make sense or no? See guys, I'm trying my best that you understand this thing. I really want you to do this thing on a project, because if you don't do, you will easily forget this. Okay, so Google search dot feature. Now finish. Now when I finish, it writes all the feature detail. I'm going to do Control A and delete this. So that's empty. Control A and delete. Control A and delete. Remember we said like update resume. So now you know that delete is possible. Control A, delete. Now do Control V because you copy from my forum. So you should have Control V. If you copied, some reason it didn't come. Something happened. Control C here. And I want to send PMI-ACP. I can do that. In that case, I don't need this line, but I related, I need to put it here. Make sense or no? So those customizations we can do. So let's do it so you can see how easy it is. So I'm going to copy this related, copy, and I'm going to paste it here. And I'm going to remove this line. Doable? So it's making a little easier for you because we are doing first time. So phrase is coming from here. Related, it's coming from here. If I have third parameter, I'll do the same thing here, right? Yes or no? Pipe like that. And I can do as many parameters as I want. Doable or not? So far, I don't think you will have a problem. So at this moment, our feature file is ready. Let's save it. Now, what is the next step I need to do? Step test. So I will right click here. Hello. I'll right click. I'll go to run as run configuration. Yes or no? When I do run configuration, remember I said there is a problem. Who remember that problem? When I do right click and run configuration, what problem I will face? On the previous. Very good. Very good. Run configuration. I have to change, otherwise it will remember the last one, right? So when you go to run configuration, if you go to new configuration, yes or no? So let me repeat again, please, people, make sure you see here, because if you're extremely slow, then you have to see this thing. Make sure you see here. Right click. When I say run as run configuration, it will open the dialog box. But then I have to go through all the way up and, but you can still, it is still using the old one. Did you notice that? Say yes. Don't spend too much time and say, my God, I don't understand why, because this is always using last one. So what we need to do, we need to click on browse and use the new one. Let me repeat one more time because, you know, sometimes human nature. Right click, run as run configuration. Then go to all the way up and click on new configuration. Now click on browse, click on a browse, and then it's going here. So I'm not going to go here. I'm going to change the name. So let me do cancel here, and I'm going to change name. I'm not going to spend too much time. So I'm going to change name here. What is the name here? Google Search. So Google Search, S capital. Remember, exact match has to happen. Search, SEARCH, search. It has to match exactly the way you have here. So Google Search, make sure you match that. Life is good. I like it. Google Search. Now run it, and it will generate step definition for us. And it did generate a step definitions. Did you guys see that? Did it generate? Yes, yes. Now what's the next step? What's the next step? What should I do next? But where, no, I will copy, but what's the next step? I need to create a class.
Selenium.
I need to create a class, which is in a step definition. Hello. You need to create a class here. So I'm going to create a class called Google Search. I'm going to create a class called Google Search. So right click, new class, right click, new class, and I'll give a name, G capital Google Search, S capital, Google Search. Please understand, you right click here, new class, and do Google Search. Google Search. Remember G capital, S capital, Google Search. Now we're going to do finish. So it will be a Java class. And in that Java class, we're going to copy this step definition, 3 methods it created. Copy that, Control C. Copy this 3 line. Always use external mouse. It will give you more productivity, right? You copy this. So I copy and I paste it under Google Search. Should not have a problem. Make sense or no? Please. You copy this, your step definition into the Google Search. And this is 3 methods, sorry. This 3 method I copy from my console to here. Yes or no? Now import one by one class. Your import error, click on the error and import your classes one by one, import, and click here and import. And import. Doable? So at this moment, please understand, at this moment, my class is ready. But my logic is not there. So I need to comment it out this line. I'm going to comment it out throw, comment it out throw, comment it out throw. At this moment, any question? Good. Now I will use the previous C hub. Now I need my Selenium skill. Yes or no? Now please understand, at this moment you can't say that I do not know Selenium. See, a Brave browser is on the Google page. So you need to know, first of all, set the Gecko driver, open driver, yes or no. Now search phase is this, it is automatically passing parameter. Do you notice that here? So when you do send keys, you will be using this one. Are we understanding or no? Because if you are getting the parameter, if you don't use it, then nothing happens. Now you are saying results are shown here. This one I need to use as a validation that it has to be there. If it is not there, I need to fail. So this is my assertion. So step by step we'll do it. So good news, we have a one working class step definition. So from here, go double click on step definition and copy these 3 lines. Sorry, my mistake. Copy first the driver line. Go to your step definition. You can make use of it. You don't have to type a single line. If you type, you're doing wrong. This is not a typing class. Make sure you use, so you can speed up the word. You have to add this variable into your new class. So first I'm going to copy this. So I copy this and you double click. So that is the reason I have my first. This is ready. Good. Now go back to step definition and copy this 3 line. There is nothing to worry about. Don't even type, just do copy because this is a boilerplate. You always need that. So I copy this 3 line and I go back here and I'm going to paste here. So far so good. In a first method, I'm opening here, I'm adding that. So this will open a browser, but it does not know where to open. So I need to put Google Chrome, yes or no? I need to open, yes or no? So please, guys, at this moment, this is something you should know by heart, right? That you need to open, you need to do this. So what I need to open? Google Chrome. See here, don't make it hard, guys. You have only configure it. You have not opened Google Chrome. It says that web browser is in Google page. How are you going to go to Google page until I do driver.get? Yes or no? Driver.get. So don't type, please copy paste because less error will happen. So this is the line I need. This line in the last class have, there's not thousands of lines. Just copy this line. Driver navigate to this, copy this line. Do not type at all. That's the beautiful part about this Selenium. Once you know this thing, just copy paste, right? Driver.navigate. And that line, you put it after this 3 line and you're done with this method. This method is the first method where you are opening browser. Any question here? You have been doing this for last 4 weeks, setting the Gecko driver, doing Chrome driver, you maximize it and you open. Shouldn't be having any difficulty, right? Make sense? Now you come here. What did this line say? That the search phrase is enter. So I need to have a send keys. Speak with me. Good news. You have last class. Double click on that and pick one line. So I found that. Wow, I found it. Yes or no? Say yes or no. Instead of hard coding, I'm going to pass the parameter. Make sense or no? So copy this line. As I said before, make sure you use proper copy paste. You copy this line. Once you copy this line, go back to the second method and you paste here inside the method. And you will remove this line, this thing, and you will put here string here. That's all you need to do, string. Because you want to make parameterized. So I'm going to remove this thing. Check it out. Don't type, just copy paste. So less error. I copy paste and I'm saying that's it. And I'm done. I'm done. Do you think it's hard? Simple. You already have it. You're passing this parameter. Remember, you remove the double quotation. You remove the double. See? Now ask yourself question. Even 5th grader can do, right? Do you guys agree or not? Didn't I tell you? That's the reason all the college students get this job, because copy paste, guys, they are going to be 1,000 times faster than you. No one writes line, a single line, because Selenium is only 20 commands here. You just need to do appropriate command. So you pass the parameter, we are done. Now the question remains is, how do I test this work? Because in the last code, we did not test that. So how do I test that? So give me few seconds. I'll give you, I have to change a little bit. You guys are good? Yeah. Now I need to do the most important part I need to do here is to test that these things showed up in that page. But how? So first of all, this one is sending but not submitting. Do you guys agree? So I need to have a submit line. So let's go back to the previous class and look for the submit, which is this line. Yes or no? Do Control C, copy that. So in previous class, you go to that line. You know why we are doing? Because after you type, you have to press enter. If you don't press enter, it will not go next. So I have to copy this line. Control C. Then go back to your previous method. After you type, you press that. There is no need to change anything.
In BDD, it doesn't sound like click.
You can do click. You can do, it will work. So it will work. So this is whatever you're going to pass, BDD will pass. You are passing it and then you're pressing enter. My goal here is to make sure you understand, but your goal is always help me. But when you're struggling, I'm feeling that, man, too bad. Because you see how beautiful it is working. Not even single line you're writing. So how can you make mistake? Copy paste, give me a break, right? There is no way you can furtherly go. So make sure you understand the dynamics of this. That is the reason once you get a job, it's a lifetime, no problem. And that is the reason this career path is very encouraging career path. It takes only first 3 to 6 months, work hard and rest autopilot. How many commands you on Selenium? 12. Just 12. And once you go to access to my forum, you don't have to remember, just cut and paste. Right? That's the reason we do a lot of activities, because people who type take 8 hours, you do 8 minutes. Rest of the thing, whatever you want to do it. So now we are submitting. So we are going to the next page. So next page, if I get a page source, listen carefully. If I say page source, and in page source, if I find this contain, then I'm good. Yes or no? Because it's a result for the are shown. So I need to do some kind of verification that that item exists there. So if I go to previous class, is there a way I get a page source? Yes, yes. So I get everything here. So I'm going to copy this both line. I'm going to copy this both line. I'm going to copy this both line. So I'm going to copy this thing and go to the last method. Inside the method, I'm pasting here. Now, what change I need to make? Tell me. I copy this thing from the previous class. What change I need to make? I need to remove this line and I need to put string and I'm done. Yes or no? Because that is what I want to check. So I'm going to remove this thing and I double click here and I copy paste. So this is my last thing. Please. 3 method. This is third method. We have entered this thing. Page source means entire page detail, and we are saying somewhere you should have panda. That's what we are asking. Somewhere. Okay, let me just repeat what we have done so far in case if you are still struggling. Please understand, this is the variable. This is always boilerplate code. No matter in life, you always use. We are opening Google Chrome. So we are doing this. If you have Facebook, what we will write here? Indeed, very simple. Then we are typing, if it's indeed, you will have this variable, maybe which and where. You will write Java and location. If it's username and password, you write username and password. And instead of one parameter, how many parameter you will have? Multiple, username and password. How this parameter is coming? Who is passing this? How am I going to get username and password? Feature file. In feature file, do you guys agree? I need to write user. Yes or no? And password. If you write user just like that in English, it won't work. You have to use angular bracket. Yes or no? So that basic understanding you need. That's all you need. Then you go to next page where you are verifying if that page contains the string which you are asking. So it looks like we are good to go. Save it. Save it and right click. Go to runner. Go to runner. So first of all, save it, go to runner, and then right click and say run as runner. It will run both features. Okay. And our Google search, it will run 2 times. Why? because we have two parameters, run it and check it out. Right click and run runner. See, it's running. First is Cucumber test. First it ran. And the second time it will open Google search. Guys, this is your life. See here, Panda, Panda, Panda Express, close, and now going. See how easy it is, guys. And when you still don't do project, it hurts, guys. We invested a lot of hours, valuable hours, and our report is perfectly done, pretty good. And we are successfully completing both lab. That is our goal we accomplish. People on phone, crystal clear result you can see. Many company what they do, just as FYI, many company, they do add a report plugin in a palm.xml. I'll see if I can find some plugin. So this is coming a beautiful report. Beautiful report. Right now, this is a basic report. Basic report. So let me show you before we close our session. Cucumber report are awesome. So see here, Cucumber test report. I will add and show you next time, but you can see here, there are very beautiful report. You get beautiful report like that. And people love this report. So you can literally see nice, beautiful report you can get. So I'll show you next week about this report. Next week, my development part, I'll be done. So technically speaking, we'll have no project on next week. We'll cover the content. Some of the content I have not covered, I'll cover that. We'll do the report part. If you just know last 2 weeks, you can still get a job. Of course, you know basic Java and it needed, but this is what people are asking. If you are going for consulting company, they will wholeheartedly take it. Why? Because if you know 10%, they will make it 10, 100%, and then try to sell you. So get it like in a consulting job. Don't delay. Those people are saying, hey, my computer is not working. My machine is not working. I did not install. I want to request you, if you really care for yourself, don't use those things. Figure it out. Use WhatsApp, chat, partner with others, Google, lots of things are there. How come you're staying in the same problem? So figure it out, right? Some of you say, I have Mac,